manage our UI clicking events. There's something I don't like about this call input mouse source. Well, I do like it, but it doesn't really interact very well with having like a UI that has like a tool assigned to it. So what I'm going to do, I do like the fact that it has a tool. I like the way this mouse input source works, but what we need to do is I'm actually going to kind of redesign a little bit how we do our display and sort of inject it into there. I didn't want to put it straight into the display node because I want to make this really generic and I can just like swap out frameworks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert one here, which is specific to this framework. I'm going to call this interactive display, and that's going to be an interface. In fact, I'm going to put this down here. So, oops, still not where I wanted. Here. So, interactive display will extend display node. And so that we can assume that it's an interactive display. Now, here under the CA, trying to decide, it's not really CA specific either, but it is this implementation specific. So we're going to create a HAX class here that's going to be a two-dimensional interactive display. The downside let's draw. So the downside is that this extends it. My mouse is being awful again. Awful, be awful. Okay, so yeah, I think we're gonna do two-dimensional display node, or two-dimensional, interactive display. And then we can deal with the container separately. Extends display node, two-dimensional display node, implements interactive display. Okay, so now I'm going to say function register mouse event, and we're going to need we have everything we need. We just need a handler. Which is going to be I think we have it at input as pointer event. Oops. Void. And now we just need function unregister mouse event pointer event. And that's not fully true. We'll need our type, and not mouse either, it's going to be pointer. So we can do touch. So type will be, let's see here, the downside to How sweet. Okay, so we have this, which is pretty good. Pointing tool. Okay, so we have the interactive display, two-dimensional interactive display, interactive display. We need input types. Input type. And we're going to have click, right click. I think this is, yeah, right click and pointer let's see here, pointer 1 down, pointer 1 up, pointer 1 click, which means like down up. We're going to need pointer 1 move, and then we need this to three, I suppose. And zoom, maybe. Like this may not even exist, pointer 3. I'm trying to think if there's ever a case where you have 3 pointers. Probably not. You have your touchpad, 1, 2, maybe 3 fingers. Maybe. Stick with it. So this is a lot more generic, and I like that. Okay, and so we're going to say pointer event, or input type. That's not totally true. I'm going to go here and say pointer event type. Okay. Pointer event type. So pointer event type. And so that's that. So I think that'll do the trick. And now we need something to manage the interactivity. So let's see here. We can put this here. Okay. That's not fully correct either. We're going to do a void match. There we go. There we go. So now we have our interactive display that we can, as an interface, and now we have our implementation we can play with. What is wrong here? And it dispose, pretty sure it does. It does. So you can just quiet down on that one. So now display node, yeah. So now let's look at this. We want to set the, we actually run an inject on this one, which is a little dangerous. And I'll have pointer event manager, pointer event manager. We could as easily just do this. And create a class, pointer event manager, and that's sort of ready. So what is our pointer event manager going to do? So it's going to be very much the same as this. So, and this will probably go away. So what we're going to do is we're going to say function register event. We'll take the display node, the type, type, which should be pointer event I thought we had a type for this. Input point event type should be renamed to pointer event type. Okay, and then handler, which is going to be void pointer event. Oh, it's backward. Void. Okay. And then we need unregister, and then actually we can say function event move. So we need to make sure that when the display moves, we need to update this. So say like update event display node the display location, so that we need to know that our registry is in a different spot. So granny meow. I think that's all that we need. Okay, so we have the pointer event manager. And so create a new class and say okay, say display pointer event manager implements pointer event manager. Okay, so now we've got that in play. This needs to extend base object, and we're in our regular business. Let's move this up. And this is going to be pointer event void and pointer event void. Okay. Pointer event. So there we have it. So now, a couple things we need to do is we need to track the event display location. The problem we have is it has everything to do with their location, which I think we'll know. Let's see here. It actually might be very specific to Ka. Doesn't appear to matter. Let's look at our renderer. I think our renderer actually, yeah, so our renderer is the smart one. So our renderer has this concept of parents and children. So we're going to have to go to manage that as well. So now, we're going to change this to Ka, and we're going to move that to here. Which is, can you believe it? So there we go. And this is sort of designed out, so I'm actually kind of feeling better about it compared to yesterday. So we're going to do hexlib run ManUI manager. Where's this UI? ManUI manager test. We'll get rid of that. I don't think we're going to really use that. Oops. Don't want to delete that. I'm just going to get rid of it for now. Let's keep my mind off of it. So hexlib run munit create input Ka pointer event manager test. So now Ka pointer event manager test. What the heck? Hello? That's what I thought. There we go. And there's this. We don't need our new. Oops. There we go. So, PRV, I call this the event manager Ka pointer event manager. And I believe we're going to need a subscriber. That'll be useful. And so I'm going to say event manager equals new Ka pointer event manager. Manager init. I'm going to inject the object creator, and object creator equals mock object creator, and subscriber equals new mapped subscriber init object creator create instance of mapped subscriber, and that will return returns the subscriber. Okay. Test should register event on display node. So we're going to say event manager, register event, we create our display, so I'm going to say var display node, actually, mock display container, mock display container. Display, and we're going to give it a type, which would be pointer event type, and that's going to be down. And our handler is going to be our pointer 1 down, pointer 1 down handler equals pointer event void function event pointer event void. There we go. Now I say pointer down handler. F pointer 1 down handler event pointer event. Okay, that simplified that. Now we can do subscriber is all that stuff hidden? Subscriptions exists. We need a string. It is true. Constants pointer event types public static inline var pointer 1 up string pointer 1 up. And I think we see here. Oh, need that open. Pointer event type. It's all these. Okay, so down, up, click move, down, up, So we have these in place. Two, 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 two. There we go. All right, so don't need that. Won't open anymore. Don't need that. So it exists. This would be pointer event types pointer one down. Kind of a bummer there. I wonder, let's do this. Pointer event types down equal to pointer event type down as a string. Assert are equal. So here, line 37, and then two-dimensional interactive display missing super, and pointer event manager test is missing the mouse wheel. Mouse input source test. Whee. So there we go. 70. Mouse input source 70. And hopefully that'll be in place. And it's clever. So if we do, this could save us some effort here. So say pointer one down. I guess it totally doesn't matter as long as it's consistent. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so we're going to get rid of this. And then let's say pointer event type as a string. There we go. So register event. We need to do a couple of injections here. Object creator and var subscriber map subscriber. Use of that a lot. Nonsense. Map subscriber. subscriber. So there's that piece. Object, event manager, object creator equals object creator. And so now, very simply, we do subscriber, subscribe. The event will be type as a string, and the handler will be handler, and that'll do that. So should have a passing test there. Pointer event types. So that should pass there. Test should not register event if any argument is null. Do is false. So we're going to say, I'm going to need this. So here, we have the display, but not that. And if we have this, but not this. And lastly, we have this and not this. So that should, for all those cases, if display is equal to null or type is equal to null or handler equal to null, return. There we go. Perfect. All right, so now our test out. Okay, so we got those in place. Test should n register event. So we're going to do this one, and then we're going to say event manager unregister event display pointer event type pointer one down pointer that, and assert is false, subscriber subscriptions exists, pointer event type pointer one down that. This should be pretty quick here. We're missing a semicolon because L's are not semicolons. Subscriber, oops. Subscriber, unsubscribe, type, handler. There we go. So, one thing we have here is we're probably going to need to map the display to some sort of other map. So it's going to be like a map of map subscribers. That is likely the road we're going to have to enter through. I want to check here the pointer event manager here. Input pointer event manager test. Okay, so I wonder if this init is test should init with object creator. Should init event manager init assert are equal object creator event manager object creator subscriber. Let's see if that'll be what we're missing. Input. No. Point manager. I wonder what is missing. Probably the dispose. Test should dispose event manager dispose assert is null event manager object creator subscriber. It's a little strange. So there we go. Input, what the heck? What is left? Dispose instance subscriber needs to be there anyways. Event manager, the creator, dispose instance, event manager, subscriber, verify. Oh, it's probably this. Update display location. But it's wrong. There we go. Pretty decent test coverage. So that's it for today. We're going to continue this on tomorrow. I think we're on the right track here. And so we're going to need to do something very similar to our renderer so we can figure out the location of these guys and their nesting. So that's it for today. Happy coding. See you guys tomorrow.